It's time for Sweet Talk and Dan with comic reviews. Amazing Spider-Man? What's so amazing about this?
Yeah, you'd be anxious too if you were wearing granny panties.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Comic Book Man here. Welcome to my video outhouse. It's time once again for Sweet Talking with Dan Sweet. And of course, we're coming to you from Alternate Reality, which is located on 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood, where the streets are always soaked with beer. And this week, Sweet Dan is talking about not one, but Dose. Dose books and he has a theme. And what is your theme?
The theme is
Mini Marvel events.
Mini Marvel events.
Right.
As opposed to your Sieges, which is coming, or your Civil Wars.
Your Secret
Or your
Invasions.
Secret Invasions, which covers the entire spectrum.
Or your Civil Secret Invasion Wars.
Civil Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion
This
War
is
2.
a small,
Isolated.
wee little bit.
event.
Well, that's kind of what it is. See, Marvel has pledged
Pledge.
that 2010,
We pledge.
In 2010, we pledge.
they're not going to do any of these big blanket bannered events. They're going to
Yes.
do more isolated, to the family stories that,
Right.
Fall of the Hulks is one. They're going to be doing Siege, which is an Avengers related event.
And
these two.
like Necrosha.
Or Assault on New Olympus.
Olympus.
Either one.
Either
We're
one.
going to start with Necrosha, which is the X-Family event until the next one. Which is
This is known as Blackest Night in another company.
we had to talk about this, and I don't believe that's true, but I could see where the parallels are.
Somewhere else in the universe, it's called Blackest Night, but here at Marvel, it's referred to as
Necrosha
Necrosha.
X.
Yes.
Basically, they've been building on this. Craig Kyle and Chris Yost have been writing X-Force for about 2 years now.
Okay.
And they've been building toward an event where many of the X-Men's old villains have been brought back to life by Bastion, a future Sentinel. These reanimated dead bodies are then infected with a techno-organic virus, kind of similar to the Phalanx.
Oh, this already sounds way overly complicated.
And then they're sort of kidnapped
Yes.
or stolen away by Selene and her new, I don't want to call it the Hellfire Club, but it kind of is the Hellfire Club.
Yes.
And then they
Does
assault
it
Utopia.
have a chick in leather and high heels?
Oh yeah,
Well, then it's the Hellfire Club.
I like it. You know what? This is a 3-part story.
Okay.
It's the first issue of a more Fall of the Mutant style X crossover, where you're going to get 3 separate storylines playing out in 3 books
Okay.
that don't really cross back and forth. So if you're not reading New Mutants or you're not reading X-Force, you could just pick up X-Men Legacy and enjoy that storyline, and it's not integral to read all the rest of them.
So this is Necrosha is in X-Force,
Yep.
New Mutants,
Yep.
and
X-Men Legacy.
and X-Men Legacy,
Yep.
and that's it.
And what you get in this book is a segmented story where Craig Kyle and Chris Yost write the main banner story, the first part of the whole event,
Yeah.
followed by Zeb Wells, who's writing the New Mutants segment, which I really enjoyed, even though I don't care for the New Mutants and I don't think that book should even exist.
Okay.
And then you get the X-Men Legacy portion, which is written by Mike Carey. I really enjoyed this book. I don't plan on following all the titles, and that's the best part about this event is I don't have to if I don't want to.
Now this book is a standalone. There isn't a Necrosha miniseries out there.
No.
There's a standalone and then the crossovers.
It's gonna play out in each individual title. So
Right.
Necrosha is gonna be an overrunning story through X-Force, New Mutants, and X-Men Legacy. And like I said, I'm more of an X-Force fan. That's the one I plan on following. I thought the New Mutant storyline seemed interesting. That's probably one I'm gonna pick up. X-Men Legacy I haven't been following, but it deals with Destiny and the young girl who was introduced in Joss Whedon's Astonishing X-Men, Ruth, who could see the future and how they're related and stuff like that. The New Mutant storyline was Doug Ramsey, man, Cypher, back from the dead, of course, and his mutant ability is the ability to comprehend all language, which in the 80s when he was killed off didn't really mean much other than he could speak foreign languages. But now, with the advent of technology and the internet and all sorts of other ways that people look at things, he becomes a much more layered character.
So he reads computer languages.
And he reads the language of architecture.
Okay.
He could decipher encryptions because it's all based in quantum physics or some such nonsense that is way over my head. But I think it's really cool. And then the main storyline in X-Force is basically the attack of the undead and stuff like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on. I really am enjoying it. I do understand the similarities between the launching of this and the comparisons to Blackest Night. It's undead heroes coming back and assaulting friends and shit like that. Stuff like that. Beep. I thought it was cool, and because I've been reading the title for 2 years, I see where it organically came from. But not everybody does.
Okay, moving on.
Yep.
You have a second event book, which also came out this week, and that's totally different from an X book. It's Assault on New Olympus. Now, first off, what's New Olympus as opposed to Old Olympus?
Well, Old Olympus doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
in the Marvel Universe, all the gods and goddesses have been cast down. Olympus doesn't exist anymore, and they've all been leading these lives as normal people. Hera...
Thor did that for a while, once upon a time.
Yep. Well, Hera, wife of Zeus, has begun the Olympus Group, which is a corporate foundation of sorts that is run by Olympic Greek characters.
These people are still gods?
Goddish. You know? They're goddish. Gods in Versace and Dolce & Gabbana and stuff like that.
They like to be important.
That's funny. It doesn't seem Jewish.
But here's the deal. This issue it sets the stage. In my opinion, it could have been done better.
Yeah.
But I've been enjoying Incredible Hercules. I know where the story's going, so I'm interested in it. This is, I wrote it in my article, one of the best representations of how Aunt May has overstayed her welcome in Peter Parker's life.
Really?
She sets up Pete with a blind date with Hebe, who works... Hebe.
Who? Hebe.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Hebe works in the feast center that Aunt May runs. A homeless
soup kitchen
type thing. And she also happens to be married to Hercules in Greek mythology.
Oh, but Aunt May doesn't know that she's married.
Obviously not.
Okay.
So Pete's out on a date with
Jealous
Hebe,
husband.
and he gets the crap pound out of him, dude. And it's pretty interesting. I thought it was pretty funny. It's got that good Spider-Man humor combined with Hercules' drunken foolishness and womanizing nature being PO'd, that is, his wife was kissing somebody else when he's bed almost any woman he comes into contact with all the time, and he's always wasted. And Spider-Man...
Hercules is not a role model, kids.
No, he's not, and that's why I like him, because he's flawed, as most Marvel characters are. I really like this book. It gets the ball rolling with the assault on New Olympus. Herc goes and gets the rest of the Mighty Avengers and the New Avengers together, and they're going to go and they're going to take on the gods. Interesting stuff. It's going to play out in Incredible Hercules. It's not going to play out between Hercules and Amazing Spider-Man, which I find exceptional. I don't have to pick up any extra titles.
So Spidey's just there to give the book a kick in the ass sales-wise.
You know, they got to put somebody on there other than Hercules. And Wolverine's on the last
Deathlock
page,
was
too,
Deathlock was busy.
Deathlock's in Spider-Man next issue, you know?
Yeah.
Also, and I think this is noteworthy, if you're a fan of Agent of Atlas, Gone Before Its Time, the backup of Agent of Atlas and Incredible Hercules starts here. Don't do that. I enjoy that title immensely. Don't make light of it. I did cry a little bit. I did. The backup starts in here. It plays off the events that happen in X-Men vs. Agent of Atlas miniseries. Okay. They also are going to, I believe, have something to do with the assault on New Olympus.
Okay.
So you're probably going to see that play out a little bit in the backstory. But I really enjoyed this. I like the idea that the events are going to be close-knit and not as broad. So I'm all for it.
Okay.
So should you.
So two winners. Two winners. Okay. Stop off at the store and pick up the books. Stop off at the store's website and read his review and see this review. Where's the store's website? Sarah!
Always stop off at the store's website, www.myalternatereality.com.